being willing to spend a few minutes talking with me about
Sure.
the Did You Know videos by Crawfish. There were several statements that I thought were really powerful in the video. The most important, in my opinion, was the quote, "We are currently preparing students for jobs that don't yet exist, using technologies that have not been invented to solve problems we don't yet know are problems." Do you think this is a powerful statement?
I do think it's powerful. I think it speaks to our need to be able to vision. I think one of the things that we've lost is a way for us to tap into our creative skills and abilities in order to really be able to be innovative, to prepare for the future in terms of what types of things may be, what types of things could be. And so we really have to sort of be innovative and really find a way to create vision for different types of processes, different types of skills that we need to develop, and really push toward allowing for creative energy, creative types of ideas to come forth in order for us to be able to actually be able to meet those needs.
Right. A lot of this video was focused on technology and how the technology is changing so rapidly. They made the statement that the exponential growth of information is such that half of what a student learns in their first year at a university will be outdated by the middle of their third year. Do you find that's true? Do you think that's true?
I really don't think it takes years. In my experience with teaching technology courses, I do find that sometimes by the time we finish the semester, there's already a newer version out. Even in learning technology, hypermedia tools, what I'll find is that one semester we will learn one technology, using one software, and by the next time I teach the course, there's a whole new software package that is updated, and so therefore I'm having to constantly update the types of materials and software that I use in my technology courses. So it's definitely real. I don't think it would take 2 years, but I do think even just 2 semesters, things are changing so quickly.
So what kind of implications do you think this has for educators in a K through 12 classroom who go to school, leave school, and frequently don't enter a classroom as a student again? Sometimes never, but at least not on a very frequent basis. Do you think we ought to have requirements for K through 12 teachers?
Indeed, I think professional development, ongoing professional development in the area of technology is a must. Partly because of the rapid changes that are happening, and also how our students are using technology. One of the things we'll find is that students in many cases are more tech savvy than their educators, and are communicating in ways that our educators can't communicate. And so the more our K through 12 educators are in touch with how their students are communicating using technology and how they're learning using technology, I think the better our connection will be in terms of helping them learn and finding new ways and new tools to reach them.
Right. A big focus of Dr. Strange's class has been on the technologically illiterate teacher and defining what that means, and determining whether or not that is acceptable, whether you can still be a good teacher if you are quote-unquote technologically illiterate. Now, we know that humans tend to resist change, and probably educators as much or more than anyone else. What do you think we should do about those who would resist training in these new areas? Because that would happen. Inevitably, there would be many who resisted. I mean, should they still be allowed to teach if they resist being drugged into the new age of technology?
Well, I think there's a way to sort of pull them in. I don't necessarily know that just mandating and not providing the appropriate support or the proper relevance to it. I think, but there is resistance. But I do think we have to work with the really good teachers who are resistant, because what you know about change and what you know about technology is typically there are people who are going to lead the way. The majority of people will eventually catch on, and then you have those who are resistant. But I think that there are sort of ways that we can reach them. I don't think we should just throw them to the side and say that they cannot teach, but I do think we should look for innovative ways to bring them in and allow for them to see the benefits of using technology. So I think they still can teach, but I think we just have to sort of be creative about how we bring them into the fold.
Right. when it comes to processing and using this vast amount of information that we're talking about from this video and how quickly everything's changing, what should we as educators be focusing on in our instruction in our classroom? Obviously, it's not so much factual knowledge anymore because that can be reached, at our fingertips at any point. What should we be focusing on teaching students to prepare them for all of the new stuff they're going to encounter later in life?
I think part of what we want to do is not focus on the software per se, but to really think about the pedagogy. How are we going about using the technology and making sure that educators are flexible in a way that allows students to use different tools to do the same thing. One of the things we're doing here at the college, we have a technology inclusion committee where we're really thinking about how are we advancing our technology efforts. In what ways do we need to prepare faculty, in this case with K through 12 educators? How do we need to prepare them and to enable them to be able to deal with technology changes, and how we should use technology as educators and how people are using it at home? One of the things we find is that we don't want to focus on the temporary sorts of things, but we want to equip the educators with tools for them to be able to evaluate, say for example, a word processing document, even though it's in different software programs. But the student would have been able to apply whatever knowledge they were demonstrating in that program. So no matter whether it's a Windows movie or an iMovie, but the student will be able to demonstrate through any type of video editing program in order to produce a product. Well, so it's not really about the software, but it's really about the skill and the knowledge that the students need to demonstrate, and that educator being able and being flexible to be able to see it in different formats.
So it sounds like this is not really a change from where our focus has been or should have been in the past.
No, I think things are moving faster, but I do think we really have to sort of keep an approach that really looks at applying skills, not necessarily to software, but to technology applications where students can demonstrate their skills and their knowledge to integrate what they know and the different products that they create, the different types of ways they communicate with other people.
I agree. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Lewis. I appreciate it.
Thank you.